Still playing. I want to make ephemera for this journal that actually is on paper from the kit. I learned that again from Louisa Heinzel. And so I just thought I was going to do it. And then I went, wait, stop. And I need to just show them what I'm going to do. Okay, let me start quickly. This is a set of acrylic stamps that I got off of Amazon, okay? And they're all tickets. I'll put the link in my description. And I don't take them off individually. And this is what she taught me. I've normally taken one off and done one at a time. No. Look, just let it sit there. What I want to do is I want to emboss on this piece of paper from the kit, okay? And this is the piece of paper. I just trimmed that off, okay? So I'm using Versamark, a watermark stamp pad, okay? So we were using this dabber, which is the same stuff, right? I don't want a dabber. I want it on top of the entire stamp. And so I'm just going over there. Now again, if I'm shaking, I apologize. Okay, I'm going over and I'm just trying to cover every single one, okay? And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it in clear or if I want to do it in black. And you know what? I only pulled out my clear embossing powder. How is that going to look? I don't think it's going to work now that I'm thinking of it. Let me get my black powder out. Okay, I got my black powder out. We'll just leave the clear over there. Okay, so let me go back because I keep talking. I make sure I've got enough of the embossing ink on everything. And if it doesn't come out, it's no big deal. We can just, redo them. Okay, so I'm thinking that's pretty good. You set this entire piece onto your paper. And look how many pieces I'm going to make at the same time, and how smart is that? Now, what I'm going to do is gently massage. I don't have one of those. You know what? We'll use my stick. Some people have this little roundy thing they use. I don't need to buy that thing. Just use this, right? So we just want to, I don't want to move the whole stamp. I just want to gently make sure that I've pushed down without moving the stamp. Okay, let's hope it works. Lift that off, set that aside, and now I did this, oh my gosh, 15, 20 years ago. Aren't those like sliced meat containers? And I have them in, I did the basics is what I did. And that way I don't get powder everywhere. So, and it's big enough, look, you can put like a piece of paper already almost in there. Okay, that's looking good so far. Now, unlike that little tray that I was just using in the other video, this is a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here like this, and then I'll bend my paper. Let's see if we get it on all of that. Okay, turn this around. Now you have to have black embossing powder, obviously, to do this. Now, if you don't have embossing powder, okay, just, you can just stamp it in black. It's okay. Here, we'll do it again like that. Okay, now I don't want to touch where I have that. Let's see, can I get it all over there? Okay, now somehow I got some lines. Oh, no, that's the background. I thought for a minute, how did I get those lines on there? The reason I put my things in this so that I would put the lid back on before I start with the blowing and the heat gun. So here we go with the heat gun again. Sorry about the noise, but got to cook it up. Okay, if you have not done a lot of heat embossing, how do you know when it's done? People always ask me that. Well, when I'm holding it to the side, again, you can't see this. It gets shiny because it's glossy, okay? If it's dull, it's still the powder and you haven't cooked it enough. Okay, so look how cool that is. That's gonna look really cool. So this will be a bunch of tickets for the kit. Okay, this is a Tim Holtz, Stampers Anonymous. This is his curator, is what it's called. They're all little teeny tiny, they're not tickets. Okay, what are they? Like business. I can't think of what I'm trying to say that these are. No, come on, Diane. There we go. Okay. And so I'm going to do the same thing. You can pop each one of these out and do it, but once I learned when you're doing these multiples to leave them on the carrier, yes. Okay, so now I want to do some blue ones because these are kind of beigey, right, with a little bit of blue. But that way I'll have some blue ephemera. So I'm thinking to use this piece. This piece looks cool. Let's try this piece. Again, these are all pieces out of my kit. And this is just copy paper. I did not print this on the matte photo paper. So we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to emboss these. They come out really cool when they're embossed. And we'll use black because I don't have a navy. I don't even know if anybody makes a navy blue embossing powder. I doubt it. Okay, so if you don't have this Versamark pad, you can get one. It will last you for the rest of your life because you can actually buy a re-inker. So when you buy it, buy the re-inker. And then this is, oh my gosh, this is probably, let's see, I date them when I re-ink them. Refilled 2012, so you can tell how old this pad is. So I just re-ink it. You don't have to buy a new pad. I don't know if you knew that. Okay. Okay, I think we got that as good as we're going to get it. Let's put the lid back on. Now, this is a heavier piece of plastic, so it's kind of a little bit easier to work with than the other one that I just did. There we go. We're going to set it down. I'm going to use this to see if we can get the, make sure we hit every little stamp. So you don't want it to move just because I'm moving my hand around the top, okay? Lift it off. Yes, and see, I can see the marks on it, so that's gonna be good. Okay, get our powder back out. Well, why'd you close it up, Diane? Okay, here we go. Now, what we're gonna do, move all my numbers that we were just playing with. Okay, so here we go. Even though this is a big container, this piece of paper is huge, so we're just going to have to kind of do it like this in pieces, aren't we? And I'll try and roll it down the page. There we go. That works. I'll do it again that way. I'll roll it down the page. Let's see, let me hold the paper like this, see if I can get this all over here. There we go. Okay, see that stuff all over here? Yeah, even though this works really good if you're just doing one piece. I guess I never really did a lot with big pages, but it's okay. Now, I will, again, if you haven't heard me say this before, this is a silicone, see how thin, oh, you can't see how thin this is, okay? It's this big silicone mat for baking or something like that. It was in the cooking section, and I am in love with it. I had one of those mats that everybody uses where it has the grid and stuff on it, and I really did not like that thing, I'll be honest with you. It felt like I couldn't get the stuff off of it. Look, nothing sticks to silicone. So this is like the perfect thing. So I can sit here and spray. I can use any of my mediums on this thing. And look, I just wipe it right away. And it's perfect. Okay, let's get the heat gun out. And let's see how cool this looks. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you is when I give you my digital kits, you get so many extra pages. I mean, what is there? 18? You have like 30 pages of blues. So just keep them in a packet. Now you've got like all the blues that you ever want, but make your own ephemera. That's what I'm sitting here working on, making ephemera before I really put the journal together. But I want to show you where I'm at so far. So we went ahead and we did the pockets, right? Then today I sat there and I cut out all of my Bible verses, and I decided that I put a Bible verse on every one of the blue and white tags. And then I did this really cool piece. So normally I show you how you can make your own reinforcers, right? You can just buy white ones and then I stamp them. I have a whole video on that. Today I thought, I'm going to do something different. So I took a piece of the dark blue paper from here and I cut a strip, and then I just laid the strip on top of each one, trimmed it off, it's not on the back, and then I went with my hole punch, okay? And then I hole punched them. It just adds some little things. Every time we add little things, it like works really cool. And then I've decided that I put one of the Bible verse cards in each of the pockets, okay? So that's as far as I've gotten. Now I'm thinking about, and this is why I started to make these little pieces of ephemera, is how am I going to put my numbers on? Now, could I, see, I had the right ones in a pile. Where'd I move them to? Okay, you got to put some of these away, Diane, because you're going to forget. Okay, here's the right one. Okay, so yeah, could I just stick them on everywhere? Yeah, I could do that, but I wanted to do something really fun. And so I'm thinking, and this is why I'm making my own ephemera. Whoops, I'm sorry, that was not on camera. Apologize. Okay, that I want to make like little clusters around each number, right? So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's just going to look really, really cool. So this is where I'm going so far. So I'll end this little section and I'm going to go cut all this out, right? I got to go cut all these pieces out. And then I think I might have enough stuff to start making clusters.